Every June 12th, some Americans celebrate Loving Day. But what is Loving Day, and why does it matter? To understand, we have to go back to one of the most important civil rights cases in U.S. history, Loving v. Virginia. In 1958, two residents of Virginia, Mildred Jeter, a black woman, and Richard Loving, a white man, were married in the District of Columbia. The Lovings returned to Virginia shortly thereafter. Interracial marriages, however, were banned in Virginia. Thus, the Lovings were charged. The Lovings were found guilty and sentenced to a year in jail. The trial judge agreed to suspend the sentence if the Lovings would leave Virginia and not return for 25 years. The Lovings argued that the Virginia law violated their 14th Amendment rights, specifically the Equal Protection Clause and the Due Process Clause. They contended that their marriage was a fundamental right and that the state's ban on interracial marriage was a form of racial discrimination, denying them equal protection under the law. The state of Virginia defended the law by arguing that it was within the state's rights to regulate marriage. They emphasized that the law was not intended to discriminate against any race, but was designed to preserve the racial integrity of the state. The court held that the Virginia law violated the 14th Amendment because of the law's clear purpose to create a race-based restriction. With a 9-0 decision, the court reasoned that the law treated people differently based on race because it prohibited marriage based on the race of the other party in the marriage. Here, a white man who married a black woman was committing a crime because the woman he chose to marry was black.
What does love mean to you?
Love means to be there for someone through ups and downs.
What would you do if you weren't able to be with the person you love?
I do everything in my power to make or overturn anything that is preventing us from being together. I'd advocate for it and protest.
Thank you.
June 12th, the day the decision was announced, became Loving Day. It's a celebration of love, equality, and civil rights. It reminds us that the constitutional protections apply to everyone, regardless of race. Loving v. Virginia is a landmark case that shows how the Supreme Court interprets the 14th Amendment to strike down discriminatory state laws. Loving v. Virginia paved the way for future rulings on marriage equality. The fight for equal rights continues, and it all goes back to the courage of a couple wanting to celebrate their marriage.